Well, hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm the Savvy Daughter and I'm so glad that you're here today. I've got 6 bell pepper plants that I need to get planted in my garden, and while I do that, I'm going to share with you guys a bunch of tips and things that I've learned about peppers that hopefully will help you guys grow your own pepper crops. Now, I'm only going to be growing bell peppers because spicy peppers are absolutely not my thing. I really dislike spicy peppers, but the majority of these tips that I'm going to be sharing today apply to peppers across the board, whether it be jalapeno or ghost peppers or sweet banana peppers. Most peppers grow really similarly. So a lot of these tips are going to help you guys grow whatever peppers you're trying to grow. I hope that by the end of this video y'all have a better idea of what you might try to do with your peppers this year and how you might try to do it. So come along with me, I hope this helps, and let's get started. Now, the reason I love bell peppers so much is because my family makes this snack where we cut up the bell peppers and use the pieces to put cream cheese and bagel seasoning on, and it's really good. My entire family loves it, so I know that we're going to eat pretty much all of the peppers I can manage to grow. I'm going to just plant these beside my tomatoes, so I want to just take a little bit of room. I want to just dig a hole in my amended soil bed. I used hostas in this bed to amend the soil, so already there has been some work in this bed to work on improving its soil, and that's really good. I'm going to take it even a step further by mixing in compost to make it even better than it is right now, and I think that my bell peppers will be able to grow well in this bed. There are a lot of vegetables that you can grow in your garden that are easy to start from seed. Even tomatoes, which a lot of people buy vegetable starts for, are actually really easy to start from seed. That was one thing that I tried last growing season. I tried to start some tomatoes from seed, and I had never tried that before, and I was shocked at how easy it was actually. Like, you just have to have warm weather and it works. But for peppers, I would actually recommend not starting these from seed yourself if you don't have a little bit of experience with peppers. If you do have a little bit of experience, it might be a good thing to try. But if you are like a first timer, you've literally never done this, you don't have a greenhouse or anywhere temperature controlled, I would just recommend buying your own pepper starts, because it takes a really long time for a pepper seed to get from a seed to a plant that's this size. I mean, it doesn't take like months, it's not that long, but it takes up a lot of your growing season to start a pepper. And by the time it gets from a seed to a plant that's producing, your growing season may be over, especially if you have kind of a short growing season. If you don't have very much experience with peppers, buy pepper starts. I've got 2 different kinds of bell peppers that I'm going to plant today. One of them is called a rainbow bell pepper, and I've got 4 rainbow bell pepper plants. Basically, that means that it can produce any color of bell pepper. I know for sure that it could produce green, yellow, or red. So that's going to be cool. I'm not sure exactly what they'll end up producing, but I'm excited to try it. And I've got 4 of these because I think that I'm really going to enjoy them. And then I've got 2 in these slightly bigger cups, and these are just called sweet emerald green bell peppers. They're going to produce larger bell peppers, and all of the peppers are going to be green. Now, bell peppers are in the same family as tomatoes. It's called the nightshade family. A couple of the plants that are in this family are tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants are also in that family. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know very much about the nightshade family. I just kind of found that out while I was researching one day that peppers and tomatoes are in the same families. I don't know exactly what characteristics of a plant allow it to be in the nightshade family, but I did just think it was interesting. And even though peppers and tomatoes are in the same family, there are a lot of differences between the 2 plants. You see, tomatoes, and I went over this a little bit in my last video, tomatoes, you want to bury them deep because they'll root from their stem. Peppers do not do this. You don't want to bury peppers deep. Where the dirt ends, you want to just plant them level with that. If you pile the dirt up, it'll rot the stem. They're not like tomatoes. They don't root from their stem. So you do not want to bury them deep. All right, 2 more to go. See, we got 1, 2. I think I want to just do it 3 wide in my bed. I'm going to put my peppers pretty close together, probably give them a foot of space. They might benefit from a little bit more space than that, but I'm just going to do it like this. All right, I've got 1 more rainbow bell pepper left to do, and then we'll move on to Emerald Giant. I'm really excited about both of my pepper varieties this year, and I'm really interested to see what they do. A lot of things in the garden take full sun. I say that all the time, like plant things in full sun, you know, plant your squash and your cucumbers and your tomatoes, plant all of that in full sun, but peppers prefer a little bit of shade. My peppers are not gonna get any shade. My entire garden is just in full sun. I mean, like 12 to 14 hours of sun every single day. There is no shade. But if possible, it's good for peppers to have like straight sun. You don't want them under a tree or anything where the sun is dappled, but you want them to have full sun, but only for like 8 to 10 hours. Now I know that sounds really specific, and like I said, my peppers are gonna get zero shade. It would be a little bit better if I could get them some shade, but that's just not gonna be possible because of where my garden is located. However, if you guys have a spot that gets somewhere around 8 hours of sun, like uninterrupted sun, no dappled sun, just straight sun for about 8 hours, that is perfect. I don't have a spot like that, but if y'all do, make sure you put some peppers there because they should do really well. If you put them in a spot with sun like that and some really good soil, you're gonna be well on your way to having some nice peppers. Now my sweet emerald giant bell peppers are probably gonna get a little bit bigger than my rainbow bell peppers, so I'm gonna just leave a little more room and plant these. Peppers do not grow to be as large as tomatoes. I mean, you can have tomatoes if you train them correctly to be like 12 feet tall, like ridiculous tomatoes. Peppers generally, but especially bell peppers, do not do that. These bell peppers are probably gonna end up being somewhere between 2 and 3 feet tall, and they'll be loaded with fruit and it'll just kind of hang down. But one cool thing about bell peppers is that they don't need support, not like tomatoes anyway, because a tomato's job is to spread their fruit out as much as they possibly can, to spread their seed. A pepper's job is to just drop their fruit exactly where they are, and they just kind of want to produce in the same spot that they are originally. So it's kind of interesting how plants are designed to do different things in the way that they grow. Peppers don't need support because they're designed to be stiff and grow upward and then just drop their fruit straight down. Tomatoes do need support because they're designed to fall over and spread their fruit out all over the place. It's just really interesting how plants are designed differently to do different things. There's one sweet, wait, where's my label? I'll forget. Sweet emerald giant bell pepper. But yeah, the way God designed different plants to grow is really incredible. I grew, I think 2 varieties of hot peppers last year, but I tried one of them, and it was called a La Bamba pepper. Now, granted, I tried it raw, and I know a lot of people do things with spicy peppers besides just eating them raw, but I hated it. I couldn't think of really good use for it because I don't like spicy food in general, so I couldn't think of anything. Like, I would never want to put a spicy pepper on my sandwich. I would never want to do anything like that. I ended up using like 2 little slices of it in some salsa that I made, but besides that, I could not figure out a use for these spicy peppers. So since I couldn't figure out a use for them last year, this year, I'm not growing any spicy peppers. But here's a question for y'all. Do y'all like to grow spicy peppers? And if you do, what do you use them for? This is good. My peppers are planted and I just need to water them in. As your peppers grow, you don't need to give them abundant water. If you water them abundantly, they have a tendency to get stressed out, their leaves will swell up, and they are not going to produce like you want them to. Sometimes they'll even die if they're really overwatered. So just watch the amount of water you're giving your peppers. Obviously, don't let them dry up, but at the same time, just be careful in the amount of water that you give them because peppers are a plant that can be pretty easily overwatered. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope it was helpful. I hope y'all enjoyed. I get to watch my bell peppers grow now, so that's awesome. I'll see you on the next one.